In this week's Off the Cuff podcast clip, you get to hear an embarrassing story about yours truly. Again. Just like that one embarrassing story I told about leaving my gun in the locker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch that one. So I try to be honest with you guys about what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, and where I succeed and where I fail. So try to be pretty transparent. So this week, check out the clip. And last week, when I released the clip in the title of the greatest poop story of all time, a few people lost their minds with the whole Patreon push, and I barely made it out alive. I might still have comment PTSD. No! My strategy, my approach is not going to change. The only one thing that I would say is that despite putting the word clip in the title, despite having been putting clips of the podcast and linking to Patreon for the full episode for a couple of months now, and providing it for free on iTunes and SoundCloud, people still got some things lost in translation. So let me be very clear. The episode, like, for example, the greatest poop story of all time, or this episode, is only made possible because of the gifts and support of those on Patreon. They have invested in me. They have gotten the podcast equipment for me to make those episodes. And so I feel like my integrity needs to be in check with my Patreon audience in giving them the exclusive full video episode. That's what I've promised to them. So I'm not trying to abuse my YouTube audience. I just have multiple audiences on different platforms. And so I'm also trying to actually give a decent content with the clips into the YouTube audience, because I love this platform and love those of you that subscribe to me and follow me. So I'm trying to honor that as well. And clearly I put up 96% of my content here is not a clip. It's a full video for you guys, completely free of charge. Anyway, wanted to get that out of the way. Again, thank you for subscribing. Hit the little bell thing, dinger, notification thing, so that you know when I post. This is a clip. This is a clip that's going to follow of the podcast. A clip. Not the full thing.
You can get the full thing.
You can get the full thing
on Patreon.
On Patreon, if that's your thing. If you want to support me on Patreon, fantastic. You can do it for as little as $1 a month. Am I pushing Patreon? Yup. Because that's what this is all about when I do the clips. Entertain you here a little bit. If you want more, go get it. Don't want to pay $1 a month? Don't want free giveaways for t-shirts? Don't want discount codes? Don't want other cool stuff? That's fine. Go up to the description, iTunes or SoundCloud. The full audio is there, free of charge, no strings attached, no advertisements. It's there for the taking. Good day.
Move. You hear that? What? You hear that? Move. You hear that? What? You hear that? Move. You hear that? What? You hear that? Oh yeah.
I mean, my academy was.
Oh yeah, we did two different academies.
We did two different academies.
Right.
I did Wayne County Regional. You went through Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have tons of stories I could tell, I suppose. I will tell one that embarrasses me.
Nice.
Just because that's how I am.
This one.
What is it?
You want me to say it?
You probably don't.
It might be the wrong one.
That's
Does it involve jumping jacks?
Yes.
Yes, that's the one. So shut your mouth.
I was right, though.
Respect.
The reality of my physical situation when I was entering the police academy. I did P90X before the academy, right? I knew I was going to go. I wanted to pass the test, so I did P90X, and then they had changed the test. It used to be Malazzi, then now it's MCOLS in Michigan. So
yeah.
I had to do the half-mile shuttle run, the push-ups, the sit-ups, and the jump. And I actually did those like in my yard. I set up 2 logs in the back 88 feet apart and practiced the test, like
nice.
So that like I was ready to pass it, which I did. So did P90X. I had long let myself out of shape, before I ever did police work. So kind of getting back in shape, feel ready for the police academy. I start, And I want to say it might not have been the very first PT, but it was one of the first or second.
In the academy?
Yes, in the academy. I also, one of the terrible things I didn't know anything about was nutrition or eating well or whatever. Dude, I grew up on frozen pizzas, man. Like, I don't...
Ooh, and baked with chicken. Bam.
No, just frozen pizza.
Well, you haven't lived.
That's it. And frozen toaster waffles. That was the morning. So,
obviously.
Raisin Bran or toaster waffles. Those are the options.
Obviously.
So, of course. And I started the academy in July. So it was hot.
Yeah.
So we get out there. I think our class started with 50, or it was either 50 or 52. I think we graduated 40 some, since not everybody made it. But so we're doing jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 2. Jumping jacks, and I'm just like, we did a lot of them, and I was like, and I was completely.
Dying?
I don't know what I ate that morning, if anything, or whatever else, and where everybody's running around, everybody's yelling at you.
Yeah.
And I don't
So this
think,
was early, too.
yeah,
right?
I don't think that I had any water. I'm just out there doing jumping jacks, and and it's hot. It's like the sun is blazing down, I feel like there's nothing but there's other people there, but I feel like there's no grass. It's just desert, and it's just me, and I'm seeking a mirage of hope, and I'm just doing these jumping jacks, and then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I'm out. I just completely passed out doing jumping jacks. So I wake up, and there's like the PT instructors over, like, "What's your problem, son?" I'm like, first of all,
Like you
I'm
just took a
33.
nap, right?
We're the same age, so shut up, okay? If I had any energy, I'd punch you in the face, okay? So here's everybody's around me, and so I sit down, I put an ice pack on my head, and ultimately I went back and I finished PT. I just felt miserable, right? And actually, I got some of the greatest advice. So thank you if you're listening. Pulled me aside after PT and is like, "Listen, man, what did you eat this morning?" And I don't remember what it is now, but I was like, "This is, I think, what I had, whatever." He's like, "Yeah, man, you're eating like crap and you're not hydrated." He's like, "What you want to do is eat some kind of whole grain first thing when you wake up in the morning, because by the time you get to PT, it's usually 3 hours." He's like, "Bring a banana with you and have a banana about 90 minutes before we do PT."
Who was giving you this advice? Was it a student or was it
he was
a
cop.
cadre?
Nope. Yeah, one of the cadre.
Okay.
And so he's like, take the banana and have that about 90 minutes, so during class or whatever, take a quick break and eat the banana. You'll be good. It'll give you energy. To this day, I still will. I did it today before JITS. I had a banana about 90 minutes before. It does the
it's
trick.
very good, especially for,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
And then, even better, he said, don't drink Gatorade. Get, it's like the stuff that you...
Chocolate milk.
No. The stuff that you give babies when they're dehydrated.
Oh, with the
all the electrolytes. I can't think of the name of it.
It'll come to me.
But it's in the infant section.
Yeah.
Literally. And I bought bottles of that like I would drink Gatorade.
Yeah.
And I would have that before and after as well in the mornings.
Yeah, it's
Did the
interesting.
trick. Never had any other issues. I mean, obviously you get smokes. There's smoke sessions in your PT, so it's not like those things didn't make it easier per se, but it certainly helped. Yeah. But I was that guy that passed out, and everybody's running around like, "Oh gosh, who's this
guy's
middle-aged
never gonna make it?
douchebag that's coming to the car?" Like,
it's always the middle age. Who's this guy? Yeah, he's never gonna make it.
there's these 22-year-old like hot bods out there, and I'm like,
22 hot bods.
I had some beer last night, and I don't know what happened. I just woke up on the ground after doing jumping jacks.
I was just doing my best. That's all I could do.
What do you want from me? I've got no place else to go.
That's an old reference right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Recognize
who
that
can
one.
name that in the comments? All right. So, do you have a story in your academy that stands out to you?
No.
And so concludes that segment.
Well, that was a good time.